Dear friends, welcome to my channel. I am Maya. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel. 90 Day. Darcey breaks down crying an awkward first meeting with Georgi's parents as his mom calls it worrisome. Of course it's worrisome that this person would cry over problems between them. Georgi Rusev's mom says of the dynamic between her son and his wife Darcey Silva. Darcey Silva gets very emotional, to the point of tears, during her first ever meeting with Georgi's parents in Bulgaria, and neither Georgi Rusev nor his parents seem to be pleased with the direction things are going. Exclusive sneak peek at the August 24th episode of 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. It seems as though things are not off to the best start for Darcey, who is desperate to impress Georgi's parents. This is the first time Georgi has been home in 13 years, and he has been nervous about introducing them to his wife for the very first time. In fact, Darcey is the first woman he has ever brought home to his parents. I want my parents to enjoy the moment of seeing me in such a long time, Georgi explains, later adding, I do not want to stress them out. But despite wanting a non-stressful, nice dinner with his folks, that is not what Georgi gets. The meeting does not start on the best foot. First, according to Georgi, Darcey arrives in inappropriate clothes. Speaking in Bulgarian, Georgi's mom says her son can be a tad temperamental at times. Georgi then clarifies, just saying that pretty much I don't listen. Darcey uses his mom's comment as opening to explain how she doesn't always get everything she needs out of her relationship with Georgi. I just want to be in the know of my husband's life, she states, which prompts Georgi to admit he has a problem sharing information. Suddenly, Darcey bursts into tears at the dinner table. She grabs a napkin and blots her eyes as Georgi's parents get their first look at the communication issues impacting their relationship. Why are you crying? Georgi asks, noting that he was only trying to explain that he has an issue with communication, an issue they had discussed at length this season. I'm not saying that. Darcey sobs as Georgi continues to defend himself for not easily opening up to others. Then, Georgi's mom jumps in, telling the two to relax, calm down, and speak more calmly with each other. Georgi tells Darcey he does not want her to cry, but she insists he let her feel her emotions and continues to weep. In a confessional, Georgi's mom expresses concern about the reaction from her son's wife over a simple miscommunication. Of course, as the hostess' first meeting at a dinner, of course it's worrisome that this person would cry over problems between them, Georgi's mom says in Bulgarian. Whether or not Darcey and Georgi can find common ground in their relationship is yet to be seen. Fans will get a glimpse of the rest of the family dinner when the new episode airs on August 24th. 90 Day Fiancé star breaks down crying as she meets husband's parents for the first time. In an upcoming episode of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Darcey Silva broke down crying while meeting her husband Georgi Rusev's parents. Their first time meeting was tense and awkward, and his mom said that watching her daughter-in-law tearing up during dinner was worrisome. Georgi also said in a confessional that the meeting did not start off strong as his wife showed up in inappropriate clothes in a sneak peek preview of the episode premiering on Sunday, which was obtained by People. Then, Georgi gets flustered when he and Darcey began having a back and forth at the dinner table about their communication issues. The preview started with Georgi taking Darcey to his home in Bulgaria, where he explained that he had not been in 13 years. He brought his wife home to his parents 2 years after getting married following a tumultuous 3-year-long engagement. He also said that he was nervous about introducing his wife to his parents, adding that Darcey is the first woman he has ever brought home to meet his mom and dad. I want my parents to enjoy the moment of seeing me in such a long time, he said. I do not want to stress them out. He said that what he wanted to be a nice dinner started out with his wife arriving in inappropriate clothing and gets even more tense during their dinner. At one point, while speaking in Bulgarian, his mom started talking about how Georgi can be temperamental, to which Georgi said that she was just saying that pretty much I don't listen. Darcey then chimed in and segued into how Georgi's behavior, as his mom described, affects their marriage. I just want to be in the know of my husband's life, she said as Georgi admitted that he has a problem sharing about himself. Then, Darcey grabbed a napkin and started wiping her eyes as she broke down in tears. "Why are you crying?" Georgi asked her. "I'm explaining to them also I have an issue in myself too." As the couple started arguing, Georgi's mom quickly jumped in to mediate and told them to relax, calm down, and speak more calmly. When Georgi told his wife he didn't want her to cry, she said he should let her feel her emotions and cry. Later, his mom reflected on their tense dinner in a confessional and expressed concern over Georgi and Darcey's marriage if her daughter-in-law would get visibly upset over communication issues at the dinner table. "Of course, as the hostess first meeting at a dinner, of course it's worrisome that this person would cry over problems between them," she said in Bulgarian. The couple previously tied the knot in November 2023 after a tumultuous 3-year engagement. The couple had called off their engagement for a second time in February 2022. Rusev initially popped the question in June 2020 during the season 1 finale of Darcey and Stacey, Silva's reality show with her twin sister. Georgi and Darcey split before reconciling, and then he proposed again in season 3 of the series. February 2022 saw them break up again. In early 2023, they got engaged and tied the knot at the end of that same year. The upcoming episode of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, will premiere on Sunday, August 24th on TLC. After 13 years apart, this 90 Day Fiancé star's emotional family reunion will leave you in tears. It has been 13 years since Georgi has seen his family. That changes tonight on 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Season 9, Episode 7. Airs at 8 p.m. Sunday, August 17th on TLC. The synopsis is, Georgi reunites with his family in Bulgaria after 13 years. Adnan puts the pressure on tigerlily. Matt confronts Gino. Elizabeth discovers Andrei's secret. Julia reunites with her parents. Season 9 features 8 fan-favorite couples, Gino and Jasmine, Brandon and Julia, tigerlily and Adnan, Kara and Guillermo, Jovi and Yara, Elizabeth and Andre, Loren and Alexei, and Darcey and Georgi, navigating the next chapters of their marriages as the honeymoon phase wears off and real life sets in. 90 Day Fiancé, shocking secret forces family to flee the country. For most of the season, Libby and Andre haven't been on the same page about their desires. Andre is ready to move back to his home country and is hoping that a family trip to Moldova is exactly what his wife needs to be on board with his plan. Meanwhile, Libby is much more hesitant about the move and elicits opinions from her father and other 90 Day Fiancé alums like Loren Brovarnik and Yara Zaya to help her determine if she's making the right choice for her family. Unfortunately, the trip has been full of surprises, including a massive reveal that has Libby on the next flight to America with their kids and without her husband. 90 Day Fiancé's Andre lost over $75,000. Shortly into their trip, the 90 Day Fiancé star reveals he made a bad investment and lost nearly $75,000 because of the Russian/Ukrainian war. After a huge family party, Andre gave his family the impression they were moving back to Moldova, but Libby was already upset that her husband wasn't being totally forthcoming. The situation got worse when he took her to a rental property to show her the progress. The progress was nowhere near expected, as for about 2 years his property sat untouched, and Libby was irate. The dirty home was filled with materials and garbage, and didn't look like it had been touched in months. "Why didn't you tell me?" she pleaded with him. "Keep me in the know." But Andre simply didn't want to give her bad news that would stop her from considering Moldova as a place to raise their family. Her father, Chuck Pothist, tries to intervene, but Libby is clear. Andre lied to her and she couldn't trust him anymore. As a result, she changed her flight to leave with her dad and left her husband behind. 90 Day Fiancé's Andre is known for bad investments. To make the situation worse, this isn't the first time Andre's made a bad investment or was a little foolish with the family's money. When the 90 Day Fiancé star first arrived in America, he wanted to be a truck driver. He went to school and even bought a truck, with the help of his father-in-law, Chuck. That business adventure didn't go far as he stayed home, playing games while his wife worked. A year or two later, Andre changed professions, despite having no experience. He decided he was going to work in real estate like the rest of the Pothists. Only Andre expected Chuck to pay $100,000 so he could get started, but this also meant he'd be in direct competition with his in-laws. Now, in present time, Andre has another investment of nearly $100,000 that's gone to waste. However, what makes this situation the worst is that Andre blindsided his wife. Libby was aware of the other investments, and while Andre's concerns about his wife not wanting to move are understandable, this is clearly a manipulative move from the Moldovan native. It seems highly unlikely that Andre will be able to convince his wife to move abroad, especially since, once again, his family is suffering from another one of his bad investments. With his wife returning to America, Andre is left explaining to his family what happened. This also means he has to own up to the half-truths he told his family as well. However, knowing Andre, he'll likely spin this issue in his favor as he did with his other investments. Or maybe he'll ask his father-in-law for more help. Either way, though, it seems like the Moldovan star has bigger problems to solve throughout the rest of the season.